Waiting. All right. Well, thanks, Jason, for coming back, and Jeff,
You're welcome, sir.
thanks for coming this time.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. I'm looking forward to it.
So I don't know. I thought for last week being the first trial, I thought it went pretty well. We kind of BS for a little over an hour, so I thought it was good.
I think we got through it all right.
Yeah. All right, so I tried to make a little list this time of stuff I thought we should talk about.
Oh, crap, I had one too, but I don't know where the hell it is.
I'm a very bad co-host or guest, I guess, because I don't have a list, but I'm going to go off memory, so.
That's all right. If you guys haven't, you got to do this. It's the Rocky Mountain Fantasy Supercross. Did you guys sign up for this?
Yeah, I think both of us are doing it.
Oh, yes.
I don't know how I did. Do they post? Do they email you results, or how does that work?
I don't think they email. You got to chime back in and check it out. Because I think the only email I got from them was one saying, that you signed up. I don't know if I clicked on something wrong the first time, because I thought I saw one before the season started, and they wanted like $25 to get in on it. And I'm like, more than likely I'm going to do the first round, and then I'm going to forget about it. And then, I just donated $25. So I didn't click on it. But this week I was watching the live practice, and they had a little commercial, and they said it was free. So I'm like, oh, screw it. So I hopped on and I signed up. So I got two out of the essential 6 with the wild card. So it wasn't too bad.
Well, you're doing better than me because
we're trying to figure out how
to make a pick. So.
Oh yeah, you couldn't submit your picks.
What?
He had to do it from a phone, and it didn't sound like it was working from his phone. So.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, so here was my fantasy pick. I went out on the limb and picked Ryan Villapoto to win.
Oh.
I thought Stewart would get second, Dungey third, Barsha fourth, Ken Roxon fifth, and my wild card for 12th place was Jimmy Albertson.
Yeah, my wild card didn't qualify either, and I picked Josh Hill, who there's no reason he shouldn't be qualifying.
Yep. He missed it by 1, didn't he?
Yep.
I'm actually applying to take his spot.
You may be more qualified.
I think so.
Well, I don't know you guys had to watch it. I don't know what the hell the guy was thinking, Albertson. He crashed in that triple section. Yeah. And it was like no one in that LCQ was doing that, and I think
to me, it looked like he was trying to change his lineup to go to the inside of that guy in front of him. It looked like he was going to set up a pass there, but he just jumped too far to the other side of the track and clipped a tough block.
You mean from the left side to the right side in the tricky rhythm section wasn't a good idea?
Well, he was kind of all by himself
from the week before, so.
Oh, yeah. I was like, there goes my fantasy pick. I think
his crash wasn't that bad, though. I mean, that's a really, really gnarly rhythm section, and he crashed about as good as you could have in there.
Yeah, right on that backside. It was funny because I don't know if you watched this, Jeff. Do you watch any of the live practice on that?
Yeah, are you talking about Villapoto tripling right into that tough box?
Did you see that?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Too bad he got back up.
Yeah.
But
it's because he has no soul.
All right, so I guess since we're talking about crashing, this kind of goes off of the hill thing. What do you guys think of Zach Bell?
Crashy himself.
Well,
go ahead. I guess yeah.
Here's my take is like all these guys are talking about there's not all these rides available and this and that, but yet you got this kid that obviously he's 1,000 times faster than I ever was on a bike. But like, it's got to get to a point where if you're not finishing your races, then what has he done since he's turned pro other than break his collarbone in like 3 places? He broke his back, his neck, his shoulder. Like, I don't think he's finished more than 2 races without crashing.
Well, what did he? So his first, like the first time he came onto the spotlight was at Southwick, I think, a couple years ago, right after Loretta's, and he ran up front. I don't remember, if he was leading it or what, but he went down pretty hard there and didn't finish. And then I think he skipped the rest of the year. Maybe he had like lackluster results the rest of the year. But then, what did he do in Supercross at Dallas? He launched off that triple, and that's about it. That's all we've really seen of him. So.
Yeah, and I think, before Dallas, I think he didn't finish the outdoors because he broke his back. I think he got pretty yard sailed up. So, but it's like how long do these guys keep getting?
Well, I imagine he was under contract for 2 years, so I would bet he's not going to be on that team next year.
I don't know.
I can't see it. I guess I don't see where the payback is for a team like that to get these guys that are pretty fast. But and look at him. I mean, he's only like 130 pounds, so he's just a little tiny kid.
Yep.
Well, the thing is, it's a gamble anyway. I mean, it's part of the sport. So, I mean, yeah, you get rid of the kid. Now he goes and races for another team, and all of a sudden he's kicking your ass. I mean, how do you know what the right thing to do is?
Well, you can't really blame him for giving him a ride to begin with, because I'm pretty sure he performed pretty good at Loretta's, and I mean, like you said, it's a gamble. You never know what they're going to do in their pro career, but
he looked awesome to give him his first Supercross. I mean, he was flying. So how are they supposed to know that he was going to end up killing himself?
I think they might be wise to maybe shorten the contracts or put in some clauses where it's performance based if they're going to pick him up for the second year or something.
Yeah, otherwise, yeah. I mean, he's been hurt. I don't know. I
think they start doing performance-based, contracts, or, if they have clauses in where they get hurt or whatever, you're going to have a really hard time finding somebody that's going to sign a deal with you. I mean, how could they even do that in this sport? You wouldn't have a team would probably have 1 rider. If a team has 3 riders, they would have 1 rider that would be with them all year, every year, tops, because so many guys get hurt.
Right.
I mean, I don't really see how they can do that.
Shoot. Yeah, I see your point too, but I don't know.
I don't really have a problem with him having that ride. I mean, he's pretty fast, but it's like he kind of gets forgotten about because he's on the sidelines more than he's racing, and for Geico, where's the payback? And having a guy that, I mean, sure, he can fill up the highlight reel, but that's not probably what they're after. Although they're not really having any trouble, getting good results. So,
right.
If you're looking at filling up the highlight reel as being getting your name out there, I mean, shit, he's earning his paycheck then.
Yeah, flying through the air without your motorcycle.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's kind of what I had on that one. Yeah, because Josh Grant, he's out again, or bummed up his shoulder or something.
Yeah, I didn't see that crash, but I caught it in qualifying right there at the end, and he looked to be all right, but I guess he hurt his shoulder. So.
Yep.
I think he's just more interested in riding camels.
But that's like another one too. It's just like he's just, I don't know, on a bad run.
You could say the same thing about him. I mean, he's been the same way, especially in Supercross, since day one. So, who's ever going to give him a ride if you go by that rule? Because he's constantly getting hurt too. When's the last time he actually raced a full season in anything?
Yeah.
Probably lights, East.
Yeah, exactly. And what, 5 years ago?
Yeah, at least.
So.
Well, I think 2009 he went to the big bikes on Yamaha.
Yeah.
So
Which now, so this should free up what's his name? Um,
no, Nicoletti, right?
Nicoletti should get in, I would assume, but I don't know. I guess I haven't heard yet if he's not racing this weekend or not, but I don't know. All right. Should we get into some racing?
Nah,
Let's
we'll
do
talk
it.
about something else.
My list is all not in order, by the way. Um, let's see here. Well, let's start with Anderson and Seeley again. The last lap pass. If I am Cole Seeley and we're at A2 and Anderson goes to pass me again, I don't care what he does. They're both going to be on the ground because it's not happening again.
Yes.
I couldn't believe that. I mean, well, Jeff and I were watching the race together, and I said 3 laps before, I said, well, it's not going to happen again when he didn't get through the triple, triple, triple. I thought, well, there's no way he's going to catch him now. For that to go down the way it did, the same as it did last week, was unbelievable.
Yeah, I seen him he kind of come out of that sand section and he was like almost tipped over on that bale. I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. So it's just like I'm like, no way. No. And then it's just like he does it again and it's just like, all right. This guy is like it's just like I don't know. He's like mind screwing that guy, you know. It's like I'd be pissed, you know. All right, it happened at A1. All right, let's give him that. Then to have it happen again, if it happens, like I said, at Anaheim too, it's like we're both yard sailing it. Neither one of us are gonna finish. If I'm not winning, you're not even gonna finish second.
I think if honestly, I think Seeley would be better off riding in second place for a majority of the race because I think at A1, when Anderson got in the lead, Cole Seeley, he had a little bit of a gap, and then Seeley caught him and passed him, and Anderson made a comment after the race that said he felt more comfortable in second place because he could feel the pace out, you know, and was comfortable riding it and knew he could, you know, maintain it. And I think that Seeley probably would be better off following Anderson and being there on the last lap and being able to put in because they're so similar in speed. I mean, they raced that entire race and ended up, you know, obviously right next to each other. I think if Seeley was, you know, had the second place spot and had an opportunity to put a block pass on him at the end, he'd probably be better off. But,
right.
You know, I mean, I couldn't believe it happened either. And I thought with 3 laps to go, there's no way he could make up that ground. But then he makes up the ground and stuffs it in there at the first opportunity. And I'm surprised.
I think you're saying that Seeley would be better off if he could follow Anderson around. The thing is, in both those races, that was never really an option because both races, Anderson was far enough behind until 2 laps to go that you never really even figured him for even having a chance to put a move on him. Even at A1, I didn't figure there was any way in hell he was close enough to put a move on like that to get around him. Like I said last week, that was full on, all or nothing. I'm going to win this race or I'm going to die trying. You know, at Phoenix, it wasn't quite as dramatic, but still, I mean, Seeley couldn't have even seen him coming.
And on A1 or this last weekend?
Well, both of them, you know, both races.
Well, so what's going on, do you think, with Seeley? Do you think he's losing that much ground at the end or just struggling to pass lappers, or is he fading? Or
I think,
don't know, you know.
I think Seeley's or Anderson's. If it happens again, dude, it's over.
I've always kind of seen Seeley as kind of a mentally weak person too. He seems like, you know, even when he won the first Anaheim a couple of years ago, he kind of came out of nowhere, and I don't think anyone ever really considered him this, you know, a favorite or anything. But I'm not sure that he ever did either. And then to have the beatdown 2 weeks in a row on the last lap, that's just got to crush him mentally. So.
Well, you got to think about it, especially now after this happening 2 races in a row. He's got to be, if he gets a lead, he's got to be just counting laps, just thinking, God, get this thing over with.
Yeah.
You know, he said in a couple different interviews that I read today that he wasn't doing that, but he's got to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I don't,
And
it's gotta be messing with him.
Yeah, and when you're riding, you know how that just eats you up, especially if you're leading a race. Thank God when we do it, we only have to do it for 4 or 5 laps, but, me especially, if I end up in the lead, yeah, it screws me up. I ride way over my head. And
See, I think that's why
right.
I think Seeley and Anderson made the comment he was more comfortable in second, and I think that's just because it's, when you're in the lead, it's difficult to know how hard you have to push.
Yep.
And, you have a tendency, I think most people do, to try to go as fast as they can and try to pull out as big a lead as they can, but that usually leads to mistakes, and I think that's why sometimes second place, at least if it's within your comfort zone, you can kind of stalk him, and I think that might do Seeley some good to reinforce in his mind that he's faster than Anderson, or he can be. At least he can be faster for a time to make a pass. But
yeah,
I mean,
but then it's all about having, making sure that you have enough time and you have a spot where you can make that pass when you have to do it too. So it's a gamble either way.
What do you guys think about the dirt at Phoenix? Doesn't it look terrible?
Looks like Mazeppa to me.
Yeah.
When I was watching the online practice, it looked, especially in like that rhythm section, it looked pretty rutted.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and
it's
I think
funny to me how it ruts up like that, but then in other sections like that long sweeper, it's just shiny as can be and looks like they're riding on ice. But in other areas it ruts up. It really doesn't make any sense that it can't be prepped any more consistently than it is.
I thought it was pretty interesting watching the qualifying, how Carmichael was talking about how you have to not set up for practice. Basically, you have to try to predict what the track's going to be like, because if you set up for what the track is during qualifying, it's not going to work in the main. And I could see that being really true at Phoenix, because the dirt looked pretty good in qualifying. Like you said, it was pretty, it looked like it rutted up a little bit, and it looked like it had a little tack to it, but by the night show, man, it looked terrible.
It's weird, though, because it never really looks like it's dry, or at least to me, it never looked like it got dry. It looks like it's wet and slimy.
Oh, it's like, I don't know. Have you guys ever been out for the Vegas race?
No.
When we went out there, I couldn't believe how much, and it makes sense, obviously you're in the frickin' desert, but like how wet that thing is for practice. It looks pretty sketchy, but obviously in the morning you got to soak it down, and then by the time the mains get there, because obviously once it gets started they never water anything.
No.
but I was shocked that no one crashed on that first turn with, like you're saying, how it got, I don't know if it got blue grooved or not, but it got pretty shiny.
Wait a minute.
I thought someone would come
crashed
in there like first or second and just wash that front end out and then just completely yard sail the entire field. But
you're talking on the starts?
Never happened.
Yeah, I thought for sure when I originally looked at the track map, I thought, man, we're in for some death this weekend, because first of all, you have a rhythm section like that as your first obstacles, and then second of all, it's about 5 feet wide. So I was very impressed that somebody didn't end up dead.
Well, don't they say that left turns are safer, though? I mean, it was a long, sweeping left turn, so at least the guys have the rear brake to control the turn. And
it was, but, I mean, the track got so narrow, it funnels down to such a narrow area, and it's really not that wide of a turn, when you look at it. I'm watching it right now.
I can't remember if it was Barsha or one of the races. They come into that first corner And Emmig's like, oh yeah, and I want to say it was Barcia, and he's like, oh, he just fades out to the outside, and or maybe that was in the LCQ or something, and it's like, he didn't fade to the outside. It's like he went from the inside to the outside. Like there's no fading there.
Well, especially in an egg-shaped corner.
It's just like, oh man.
But I thought it was on the subject of the track and the consistency in that. I thought it was interesting to read, as much as I hate listening to the guy talk or reading what he writes, Villapoto's comments about having to actually consciously save your rear tire at a track like Phoenix. I think that's amazing that in 20 laps a tire can go away that fast.
Mm. What was I listening to? If that was last week's podcast, they were talking about, they had that, is it Tony Belluti? Must be RCH's mechanic.
Yep.
I thought he said like Tickle, they'll put like one clutch in like every, like maybe one on the weekend or whatever. But if it was Hill, maybe I got him backwards. But they're like, sometimes he'll go through a clutch, like he'll go out for his heat race, they'll bring it in, new clutch, semi, new clutch. I'm like, Jesus. But oh, that's kind of rough on stuff. I could see a tire, you know, but.
Well, it's funny because Villapoto was talking about that, but then he also says that they don't change tires. He runs the same rear tire from the first heat race all the way through the main, no matter what. It's like, okay, if they're going away that fast, wouldn't you just put on a new rear tire?
That's tough, because like
I thought he talked about how he used the same rear tire, like the same compound.
Well, he does that too.
Track.
He uses the same rear tire no matter what the track is. And he said that he's been using the same rear tire for Supercross as he did for the whole outdoor season.
Yeah, it seems. I mean, I think he's the kind of guy though that it seems like he really doesn't let the bike setup hinder him as much as a lot of guys will. A lot of guys, if they don't like what they got going on, they don't ride as fast, and they won't push as hard. And he seems like he'll push regardless of the setup if it's good or not. And a lot of times he goes down, but
that's another
more often than not,
of having no soul.
Yeah.
Jason, you probably didn't see it. Jeff, you probably caught it. Did you see Stewart's crash in practice?
Well, they showed it on the broadcast.
Okay.
Where he rode the stoppy all the way through the tough blocks. It looked like he was bowling.
You know, that on-off section was terrible because a lot of the riders couldn't get off of it cleanly, like over that hump. So there must not have been a lip on the. There was nothing on top to get them over that. But I don't know if they fixed it later on in the main. But
see, usually on like TV, the on-offs look like there's enough room. You know, like you got room to jump on and then jump off. It didn't look like there was much room to jump on and then try to jump off.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. But I was trying to look up the lap times. Looked like Seeley's was. No, he did horrible. Actually, it looks like, if I'm reading this right, Seeley's fastest lap was a 55.7, which was lap 5. Okay. But now, okay, let's go to lap 12. He's at a 56.3. Anderson is at a 57. But then, like, laps 13, 14, and then, obviously, on the last lap, he must have just admitted defeat because he did a 59.8, and then Anderson did a 56.2 on the last lap.
Well, as soon as he got past again, I mean, he doubled all the way through the triple. I mean,
he missed the triple too at the end.
Yeah, he definitely let off after he got past the last time.
Yeah, he's ready to start drinking.
Yeah.
I wanted to, and I didn't even see Osborne got third, but they were way back. They really gapped the field, didn't they?
Yeah, the broadcast they mentioned they were like 12 or 15 seconds clear of third place.
I thought it was more than that. I thought it was like 20 seconds.
That's what I thought I heard too, 20 something.
I read
I was
that's
reading
what
that in one of the
Osborne
interviews today
said.
that it was
Yeah,
20 to 25 seconds.
yeah. Well, he mentioned that by the time he got into third, they had 20 to 25 seconds on him. So he said it
Yeah.
would take him a week to catch him because he was only gaining about a tenth on him.
Yeah.
So,
Damn.
which we're talking about Seeley and Anderson. What about Wilson? He was supposed to be the title favorite, and he comes in there, and he's got a pair of fourth place finishes, and I don't know what that puts him. I guess 16 points back or something. Or
Yeah.
See, now we were kind of bagging him last week, but I didn't know this, but it sounded like he crashed, huh? During the week or something.
yeah, they.
Well, he got
I don't know. I guess he had some road rash or something. Didn't they show that on the broadcast?
I didn't. I think I saw his helmet or something, and he took a little soil sample.
that was from the crash on New Year's Day or whatever. This week, I don't think he had any issues. I thought they were saying he was coming in 100% better than he was last week, and that those pictures were from his crash on New Year's Day.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think he crashed before Anaheim, not Phoenix. But I just
This
think
week
that
he just failed to connect his poop. That's all.
yeah.
But yeah, he's 14 points down. Which, even Seeley, he's only 6 down. Osborne's 10 down. So,
Yeah, but you got to remember, I mean, even if Anderson gets a bad start, the time they've been putting on the field, I mean, it's not a deep field. There's only about 4 really fast guys, but Seeley and Anderson seem like they'd be fast enough to start in 5th or 6th and win at the pace that Dean's running. So I'm not really sure if he's going to.
But, okay, on that same token, though, we haven't seen those guys start outside of top 5 this week. They were, 1, 2. So, but, I don't think, someone is going to have a bad round, or not finish or something. And I don't know. I don't know who's to pick yet to win. I guess I really don't care either way, but definitely Seeley and Anderson are, I think, obviously the top 2 for sure.
It was kind of funny when I watched the first heat races from Anaheim. I kind of thought that the 250 West Coast was going to be incredibly boring, and really didn't put much attention to it. And then turns out it's some of the best racing we've seen in a long time. So, at least for first and second. Actually, from Anaheim, the Osborne and Wilson battle was kind of entertaining, and then this week we didn't really get to see it, but Osborne came up and passed him at some point.
Yep. Let's see here. Who else should we talk about?
How about Dean Ferris?
Yeah, he yard sailed it in the LCQ, didn't he? And then
Yeah.
okay,
No, because he didn't go to the LCQ. He ended up going down on the first lap of Heat 2 and made it back in.
Yeah.
Made it back to 9th before the end of that heat.
I think that's when I made a comment about how weak the field was, because he's a newcomer to Supercross, and he goes and crashes off the start and still qualifies through.
Yep.
Okay,
And
speaking.
he had a pretty gnarly little wreck too. I mean, it wasn't just a tip over or anything stupid.
All right. I don't know. This is gonna sound bad. Okay, so they red flagged the LCQ in the lights, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did the leaders take the second lap or no? Or they didn't complete it?
The lap counter said 2 of 4 when the red flag came out.
See, the reason
that to me tells me that the leaders did not take the third lap yet, if the lap counter was still at 2 of 4.
I'm only bummed because I forget the dude's number, but he swept from the outside gate and got what second or third off that start, and then it gets red flagged, and then he tries it again, and then somebody bumped him and he goes down. I guess I would have rather seen.
You're probably thinking of Durham. Didn't Durham take him out in that LCQ? Durham kind of went from the inside and drifted way wide and took a couple guys down, I thought.
He feathered to the outside. Maybe that was where I saw it from. But yeah, it's like that sucks, dude. Could you?
Yeah, but I would rather see him do a complete restart no matter what anyway. I hate that single file start crap.
I was bumming for him, especially when I'm like, that was pretty cool, and then he's like, and then you got to do it again, and that's like, shit.
I still want to know what happened with that guy that was on the line for that restart, and then didn't go.
Oh my god!
I guess I missed it.
So there's a guy sitting on the line. He's lined up, and he's not looked very prepared. He's looking around, kind of. And then the gate drops, and this dude, all he does is, like, whips a U-turn immediately and flies off of there. Like, just pops a wheelie, kind of, and spins his bike around and drives straight backwards into the pits. Like,
if you watch it, I was watching it again today, and if you watch it, there's an official that comes up behind him that yells at him like he's saying, "You're not supposed to be on the line yet." Like maybe he was lining up for the next race or whatever. And he's just like, "Oh, okay." And then when everybody takes off, then he pulls the wheelie and whips to the left.
And that's in the LCQ with the lights?
Yeah, that's in the restart.
The restart,
of the LCQ.
yeah.
Huh. I'll have to. I guess it
was one of the strangest things I've ever seen. It's like,
well, originally the reason we went back and watched is because we thought the guy looped out.
Well, you just see a bike all of a sudden go sideways, like completely sideways behind all the other bikes, and it did look like maybe he like hooked the gate and then just looped out or something. But when we rewound it, it looked like he was just gonna call her a night, or maybe I don't know.
Yeah, it looked like he was just like I say, that official walks up behind him before they ever take off, and he's just like, "Oh, all right," and everybody takes off, and then he just stays there. I never did figure out who it was either. I couldn't ever see a number.
What is this? Sweet. Nice. All right, sorry. All right, what did you guys think of Barsha taking out Roxon on that start straight?
Honestly, I didn't even really think about it too much until I saw Roxon was bitching about it today.
I thought it seemed a little not cool, but I think I guess we'd have to back up a little bit. Like, Barsha started good, didn't he? Wasn't he right up near the front?
Yeah, he was my pick for the win, and he actually challenged Brayton for the lead on that on-off that claimed Stewart.
Yep.
And Brayton kind of ran him wide, and he jumped off of the tabletop into the tough blocks, and that's kind of where everything kind of unraveled for him.
Yeah, I think I don't know if flustered or what.
Oh, he started making all kinds of mistakes. I seen him at one point go single through that on-off section. He missed the first one and then somehow didn't jump the tabletop over the single at the end and just rolled it all. It was kind of odd, but
he's just taking the safe route.
Yeah, he was pulling a roll it and go to the inside move, but I saw his move on Roxon kind of dirty. I mean, just because I think if it was anyone else, it may not be viewed as dirty, but he's got kind of a history of trading paint with people.
I think he ran into just about everybody in that moto, I think.
I went back and watched it again, and he kind of changed. I don't know. It looked to me like he kind of, Roxon was going to square up underneath him, and Barsha didn't want that to happen, so Barsha kind of stood it up a little bit instead of continuing his turn. He kind of stood it up a little bit to try to stay in front of Roxon, and then I mean, Roxon obviously could have missed him, I suppose, if he'd have just, let the dude go. And I think at that point, Roxon would have passed him at some point, because you think about it, Roxon goes down there and then finishes only one spot behind Barsha at the end.
I was going to say, I didn't remember.
Barsha threw out the anchor. I think they finished 5th and 6th.
Damn it.
But how bad does that suck to put the guy down and then he finishes right behind you in the end anyway?
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I thought that was cool that Brayton kind of, to me, held his own there, Didn't, let him in on that inside and pinched him off.
Well, that's what they were saying. The crowd went nuts, too, and cheered because I think they like to see the rough riding, especially when Barsha's getting the short end of the stick there.
Speaking of rough riding, do we want to talk about Ryan Dungey?
Oh, I'm disgusted.
I made a note that I can't remember if it was Barsha ran it in on him a little bit, and then he came back, and I'm like, whoa, Dungey looking a little aggressive. And then a few notes later, I write down Ryan Dungey, follow the leader, world champ.
Well, he definitely slammed Barsha pretty good in that corner. I mean, I thought his rear wheel hit Barsha's forks pretty good, but I just can't believe. All right, let's talk about the pass where RV passes him. Okay, Dungey screws up in the whoop section, and then rather than go to the inside to protect the line, he just rode directly for the outside of the berm and stood it up and let him by. He let him frickin' by.
That's what I was listening to the Racer X podcast today, and I don't know if it was Wygant or whatever. He's like, Dungey did a right-hand turn in a left-hander and let him go by.
He did.
Well, I don't know if he thought he was so close that if he'd went there, he'd have made contact, but it was just pathetic, and I can't even get over it, man. I don't even know how, as a racer, usually if you make a mistake when there's a guy behind you, you would make an attempt to keep him behind you.
It looks to me like Dungey is always thinking, oh, you're faster than me, you might as well go ahead. I mean, it just seems like he has that attitude.
Well, it's like the Villapoto factor. No one wants to race him. He's got him all beat.
Everybody's that way against Villapoto. I mean,
he's got him beat when he lines up. That's the crazy thing. I mean,
I was actually talking to my dad about it, and they're talking like he's consistent, and he's always there at the end, which I get, yes, but if you're consistently second or third and RV's consistently winning, what it's like,
well,
what
that's
is
just it. You want to talk about consistent? I mean, RV's pretty damn consistent. What do you have, 12 wins last year?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think he's gonna go and start clicking them off here. I'd be nervous. I think they're gonna be racing for second here.
Well, and even the Brayton thing. Brayton had a shot at the end there in the whoop section. The only shot he had at the end was to dive inside there and make an attempt, and he didn't even go for it. I mean, he went to the outside of the berm after the whoops too. He didn't even try to dive under Villapoto. I mean, even if it wasn't gonna work, just try it. At least act like you want to win.
I think Jeff wants to see some whiskey grip right into the side of RV.
I just want to see someone not fold under. I mean, Dungey just pissed me off so bad with that move. I mean, it just seemed so. It was just matter of fact. Oh, here you go. There's second place for you.
Here's I don't know if you guys are on there today. Oh, there it is. That's what I was looking for. Let me open it up here. So Racer X has got their little poll.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys check it out yet today?
I did. I voted.
I think I voted on it too.
All right. So 2 races, 2 winners. Who's next? Ryan Dungey, Justin Brayton, Chad Reed, Justin Barsha, James Stewart, or other? I'd almost have to click on other because I think I don't know. I'm still hoping Stewart comes back around, but I guess I'd have to say maybe Stewart, Barsha. I don't know if Reed. If Villapoto doesn't crash, I think Stewart and Barsha are the best shots.
I went out on a limb. If I was gonna, have to pick for our next winner, I would actually say Brayton. I mean, I actually see him coming around and maybe making a statement just because of the way, yeah, Villapoto got by him, but he hung with him and he actually caught back up to him. So,
Right.
Granted, it depends on the track, and that's going to change from week to week. Everybody's going to have their track that they're good at, their track that they're not so good at. But I really think Brayton's got it figured out, and I could see him getting one this year.
The problem with RV winning Phoenix is that's not his type of track. He's never won there.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's going to be this damn good on a track surface that doesn't suit his style, it's going to suck when we go out east and he's just killing everyone by 15 seconds.
You know what I did like, and I guess we're going to we'd go back a little bit, but I really liked that the triple rhythm section. I think that was, obviously not everyone can do it, but you could obviously make up or lose a ton of time there.
Well, I also think that Villapoto didn't really win this weekend. I think the real winners were the tough blocks.
God, why did
they claimed quite a few?
Who else had a good crash? I didn't see it, but didn't Wade something locked up or he hit neutral? It sounded like he had a pretty good get off. We kind of talked about Albertson. Bell crashed in that rhythm section. Grant crashed in that rhythm section. And then when they restarted that LCQ, wasn't it off the triple? I didn't see what happened. Did they? I don't think they showed it.
No, they didn't show. I didn't see anything.
Yeah, they never showed the crash.
I don't think that kid knew that he was racing Supercross.
I still question what the hell happened to his jersey.
Yeah,
maybe he was down to wearing a collar around his neck, and that was it.
Oh, he had a cuff on his wrist.
Well, that's right, he still had a cuff. On one half. The other half, it was still perfect.
Might want to retire that one.
But his shirt that he was wearing underneath was perfect.
Oh, shit. All right, what else we got?
I got to take a 30-second break, guys. Hang on a second.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my God.
I know, I'm feeling one coming on, too.
Don't leave this up to me.
Jason, entertain people.
We're going to have to start having tunes or something.
I know. I got to figure this out.
Whatever you do, don't close the door.
I muted him so we don't have to listen to him. All right, I'll bring him back.
Now you know what it's like watching races at Jeff's house.
Oh no! Why can't I unmute him?
Oh no! Now he's in permamute.
Yeah. No. Oh. Hang on. It won't let me unmute him.
What the hell?
No.
How about now?
There we go.
Hey, there he is. Next time, close the door.
Oh, you can hear me?
Yes.
That was pretty funny.
Well, Jason, earlier my dog was laying next to me and she was snoring like a damn chainsaw and Scott could hear it. I didn't think it was that sensitive, man. I was like 20 feet away.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious what was going on there.
Oh, funny.
I had to pour a bottle of water out. That's what was going on.
Yep.
In the toilet.
Let's see. Well, what else happened that we can chit-chat about?
Oh, how about Freezy starting to look like not Freezy-ish anymore?
Yeah, because what he got fined, what, $1,300?
Oh, he got fined his whole whatever his take was last week. But
What happened this week? Remind me on that. I don't remember what happened with Freezy.
Oh, was that deal with him and Partridge? And Partridge kind of, I don't remember exactly.
Was it when Partridge turned around and kicked his bike when he went by? Freezy laying on the ground.
Yeah, it sounded like he kept his cool. Yeah, it sounded like Partridge was kind of being, I don't know, being a douche about it or what. But yeah, he didn't ram him or do anything and kept it pretty clean.
Yeah, I can't figure out where it was that I just saw the finish line, or, the turn before the finish where I expected Freezy to just completely
Oh, yeah.
obliterate him.
I think I'm thinking
But he
about the
didn't do it.
semi or something when Partridge and him got together, and then in the LCQ, I think it was, isn't it, where they were riding pretty aggressive, and at the end they seemed to both kind of shrug it off and be.
Well, it was in the semi that him and Partridge were going after it, and Partridge ended up going onto the main, and Freezy was one spot out, and then had to go to the LCQ.
Yep.
But I think just, his whole attitude this week, you can tell he doesn't like being fined, because he definitely seemed to settle down a little bit.
Well, yeah, I mean, who in the hell gets black flagged in a Supercross? I don't know that I've ever seen that happen.
It seems like I remember it happening, but I don't know. He just always seems to be such a hothead that I was pretty impressed that he didn't take it out on Partridge there. And maybe that's not even the race I'm thinking of. Maybe it was in the LCQ that it really got ugly.
What do you guys think about Chad Reed getting ninth? I'm kind of surprised. I mean, I guess I guess I'm a pretty big Reed fan, but like last week, I think he should have had that win. I don't think he should have. There's, being a guy that's been doing it for how long, and he was in second place, and he had a rookie in front of him after RV went down. I mean, to me, he should have been able to put in a charge, pass Roxon, and win. That was kind of probably his shot at a win this year if he keeps riding like he did at Phoenix. And then in Phoenix, in the heat race, he's in second place behind Weimer, who he should be better than, and he ends up dropping back to third after Barsha passed him. And then, of course, we know what happened in the main.
I think the track at Phoenix was kind of the big equalizer there. I think on, say, the same track built at Anaheim, Reed probably does a lot better than ninth, simply because of the traction issue. I think a track as technical as Phoenix was, and with the traction issues that were there, I think that can get into anybody's head. You would think that Reed's been around long enough that wouldn't get to him, but that's hard to say.
I think there was some stat too where he's never won in Phoenix. So that could be maybe the dirt just doesn't agree with him.
Could be.
He seems like he's the kind of guy though that, he's pretty smooth and doesn't make a ton of mistakes, so that should suit him, but
yeah,
I think he's kind of a head case too.
Yeah, and if the reason he doesn't make a ton of mistakes is because he slows down on tricky tracks, then I mean that kind of explains it too.
Yeah, I guess I didn't even. I don't even really remember seeing him on the race. I guess, to be honest with you,
You didn't see him.
Well, he wasn't Villapoto, and he wasn't, first or second, so you're not going to see him.
Right.
If Villapoto was running ninth, we'd have gotten to watch him for 7 laps.
I think Villapoto should have to crash or pull into the pits every race. Just for entertainment value.
I think if the blimp is back at Anaheim too, they should put a sniper in it.
Paintballs.
You know what's really funny and really frustrating for me is when you talk to people, and the person I'm talking about is my little brother, and he's probably going to listen to this, but it bugs me that he hates Villapoto so much that he will not give him credit, I don't think. And that, to me, that drives me nuts because I hate him as much as anyone. I mean, I don't really hate him because I don't know him, but I hate that he wins, and I hate that no one seems to want to really race him, or they can't bring it up to his level. But I'm not going to say that he's the best in the world right now. I'm not going to deny that, and I don't know how you could deny it.
Right.
Well, I mean, obviously you have to give credit where credit is due. The guy obviously has his shit figured out. The reason I hate him is, number one, is the same as you, Jeff. I hate the way people move out of his way and go out of the way to give him room. But I hate his attitude more than anything. I mean, I think one of the things that eats away at me is the fact that I don't think he wants to be racing. So that bugs me a little bit. I don't know why, but it does. And the other part is, you see him do some of these interviews, and just the way he comes off just eats away at me. Plus, he has no soul.
Well, I agree with you there. I mean, I hate his personality. To me, seems really boring unless he's just, not opening up when he does interviews. But he doesn't. Yeah, you're right. He doesn't act like he really enjoys what he's doing. And for God's sakes, he's got the greatest job in the world, and I'm sure it's hard as hell to be that good at it. But at least pretend like, I think most fans that ride want to see a guy out there that loves doing what he's doing. It's just, I think it's more.
That's just it. And all these guys, I can understand how racing professionally can just destroy you because that's all you're doing. And I understand you get to that point where the last thing you want to do is even think about a dirt bike. But at the same time, you have to remember that you're getting paid, and some of these guys are getting paid extremely well to do something that 99% of us that ride work our asses off all week and pay a fortune just to be able to go do on the weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think an attitude adjustment is in order there, but just the way he conducts himself in interviews just drives me nuts. One of the interviews I was reading today, I believe it was with Mathis, was talking about how his bike was set up and whatever, and Mathis asked him something, and his answer was, I think anybody that knows even a little bit about motorcycles can figure that one out. It's like, come on, dude.
Hey, you guys keep ragging on RV. I'll be right back, and I'm
all out. I got nothing else to say.
No, keep going. Start singing.
I was just
take
going to
us
say
to the
some
bathroom
shit.
with you. It doesn't matter.
Now I lost what I was going to say, but...
Oh, sorry. I do that to people.
Oh, I was going to bag on him about his fucking... Oh, sorry. I'm not sure if I can swear, but his...
matters.
His I can't thank Kawasaki. Like, every damn interview he does, he says, I can't thank, when he means to say, I can't thank them enough.
Yeah, instead he just says,
oh my
I can't
God.
thank them.
I don't have any idea what it'd be like to be, in front of 60,000 people on a microphone and in front of TV, but I gotta believe as many times as he's done it, he should be pretty comfortable and should be able to speak correct grammar at least.
Yeah, you would think so by now, but I wonder how much of it is he just doesn't care anymore.
Yeah.
Because I definitely kind of see that in him, that it just doesn't matter to him anymore. I just hope somebody actually comes up and before he retires, somebody is beating him on a consistent basis, because we don't need another Ricky Carmichael.
Yeah, the only thing that I think, I mean, he won pretty convincingly in Phoenix, but the good news is that he was barely ahead of those guys at the end.
Yeah,
so if he continues to get horseshit starts, we can hope for some good racing at least.
I never felt like once he got around Brayton, I never felt like, hey, this is over. That last lap, I think Brayton could have, if he was just a little bit closer, could have made a run on, to the inside of him after the whoops, because Villapoto was considerably slower in the whoops compared to Brayton. So, I mean, I actually could have seen it where Brayton gets around him the last lap there. So that's why I kind of think, maybe Brayton has something. Maybe it was just a track, but I guess we'll find out at A2.
I think, I think you're right, Jason. I think if Brayton can do it next week, or maybe even the week after, hopefully this isn't a one and done deal,
Yep.
But I'll mix it up. Did you guys see that Instagram from Tyler Bauer when he got taken out? Was that last weekend or the weekend before?
Where he had his hand in the
oh
wheel,
yeah,
he grabbed the wheel of the guy.
I'm gonna say it wrong, but I think that Steve Mathis was like, "What are you doing?" And then Tyler was like, "Obviously, you can see I'm trying not to get my hand ripped off in that guy's front wheel." I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that whole conversation on Twitter was pretty damn good. And then it kind of made its way back onto Racer X. I like that.
I think I'm blocked from those guys. They don't respond to any of my stuff. Every once in a while, I'll get something back from like Thomas or Mathis, but nothing anymore. Some of my stuff I think is pretty funny, and I'm like, well, fuck you guys.
Are you talking on Twitter?
Yeah.
I don't even know how to use Twitter. Am I like so out of touch or what?
Dude.
Obviously you are. If I'm
My brother
Twitter,
told me that
not.
He was telling me he was so excited because Deanna Dahlgren retweeted something of his. And I was like, what does that even mean? And he's like, well, I don't know. He tried to explain it, and I didn't get it.
What is her purpose this year? So she has like 5 lines
carry around her iPad.
Yeah, I'm like, last year she seemed more like involved and at least doing some of the interviews, and it's like, okay, so now you just tell us to go to the photo whatever and...
Well, I want to know when they're going to replace her. I mean, she's been Miss Supercross, 4 years?
Yeah.
I thought this was a yearly deal.
I think she wins it every year because I'm friends with her. Well, I don't know if I'm friends with her on Facebook, but I follow her on Facebook, and she was talking about, asking people to vote for her and shit. So I think it's voted on.
Well, how does she keep winning it?
I like her, dude. If you're friends with her on Facebook,
I am.
She is a hot piece of ass.
I like Jenny better.
Jenny's a lesbian.
So?
I'm still
like your wiener.
I'm still a little torn that Jamie Little doesn't do it anymore, and that's been a while.
I'll give you that.
It's been a while. It took me a long time to adjust, and then now she's gone too.
Does anyone miss Erin Bates?
I miss looking at her. Although she was starting to look kind of haggard there last year.
Well, you guys are assholes.
The only thing that I don't
was here.
The biggest reason that I hate Deanna Dahlgren is because, or not really hate her, but on Supercross is because of the fucking shit she has to wear for Monster.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so over the black leather, whatever, the faux leather that they're wearing, vinyl, I don't know what it is, but it's just, is that what we want, Supercross to look like to people? I love like when you go to the outdoors and some of the 30-second board and 2-minute board girls wear different stuff. They mix it up, and they're not all looking like hookers out there.
Maybe they need to do it. Is it the GPs? Like every guy has like an umbrella girl. Is that what you want to see?
Yeah. Well,
there you go.
I mean, they don't need to look like they're out there in their S&M gear.
Well, if I ever have an umbrella girl, she's gonna have whips and chains. I gotta find me one of those. That's a good idea, Scott.
That's all I got as far as my notes.
You're kind of boring.
Well, I could see this could go on for more than an hour if it had to, but...
No, we can keep going. It don't matter to me.
Scott, you're a big fan of the Pulp MX show, it sounds like. You listen to it pretty regularly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What about you, Jason? You listen to him regularly anymore or not?
Not really. Mathis kind of bugs me.
I hate how he always says, what is it? It's always like, I don't know. He always contradicts himself. It's like, no, yeah. Like all the time he's like, no, yeah, you're right. No, yeah, you're right. He says that all the time. No, yeah, you're right. Or no, yeah. It's like,
I don't know. Um, what is it that Kurt Caselli, the off-road guy? Is that how you say his last name?
The guy that died.
Yeah.
no, yeah.
Yeah. So there was well, obviously, okay, if you listen to the Pulvum X, they got the Tech 1 design. They actually sent me out one of their stickers. Now, if you were in on Twitter, you could have got one.
Well, I'm on Twitter. I just don't know how to use it.
Oh, 'cause they're like, we got like 40 of these left, so I hit them up, and then they sent me one, and then they're like, yeah, send your email to blah, 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 so I send it, and they're like, what else do you design or something, and I thought that was kind of funny, and then I never heard back from them.
I tried to have him do my graphics a couple years ago, and I don't know what happened, but it fell apart. The Tech 1 dude.
They got shipped to Abu Dhabi.
I don't remember what the issue was, but
What, so you guys are going to Texas, right?
Where'd
Yeah,
you hear
buddy.
that?
Well, it's on the rumor mill.
Oh, okay.
we're kind of a big deal, Jason. People talk about us.
I just, just so everybody knows, I see we had 70 plus views last week. So my house, there will be people staying there, heavily armed, and it will be booby trapped.
Luckily, no one knows where I live, so. But
That's what I'll do. I'll just put directions on the front door to your house.
Google Maps to these two guys' house will be in the description.
Yes, we are planning on.
The only thing valuable that I own is my dirt bike, and it'll be with me. So.
Well, that's about the same with me. So I guess whatever.
So I think, Jason, I don't know if we talked about it. Maybe off air we did. So where are you guys going? You're not going to Three Palms, right?
No, we are not. You have to talk to Jeff. He's the chief here. I kind of let him.
Oh, that's what I was checking.
Take over the reins this year.
I think we're going to try to ride River Valley MX, and then we're still looking for a place for Friday because no one seems to be open Friday. And
I thought we were looking for jobs on Friday.
We were going to try. Yeah, we were going to try to find a new place to live and some jobs down there. So we may not come home. But yeah, I think. What did we decide? Like maybe Oak Hill, and then what's that other one? Oh, Sooner on Sunday. We know Sooner's good, so.
Yep.
Sooner, that's Oklahoma, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's part way home, like 3 hours north of where we're going to be staying mostly.
Oh my goodness.
We're still waiting to hear on a Friday track, though. We got some locals down there keeping an eye out for us that my brother knows, so hopefully we'll find something.
That's weird that no one. I would almost see people not wanting to maybe go on a Wednesday or something, you know?
Yeah, I was surprised by that too. I thought of all days, Friday.
And it's funny because there's no tracks open on Friday. Like you'd think, I see how they're doing it. Some of them will be open on Wednesday, some of them will be open on Thursday, so they're not competing. But will they all collectively decide that no one's going to be open Friday?
That's their Sunday. They're keeping holy their Sunday.
The only thing I can figure is that they use that day to prep their tracks, but for the weekend. But
well, I was going to say the hell with it. We should go to I-35 and just jump the gate and ride there. But I see they're calling the cops on people that are doing that. So
jerks.
You know what? She told me we could ride there via email, and I'll maybe hold her to it. How's that?
Did she?
Well, yeah, before she announced she was going to be closed, but
oh yeah,
I should have sent her an email and say, what the hell?
Oh, I did.
Oh, really?
I plugged her on Facebook about how come she told us we could ride there, and then 2 days later I'm finding out the track is closed for 3 weeks, and all she said was, oh, sorry.
Yeah, I remember
that's
that.
A bummer because that's a good track.
It is, but I see the other day, it was last weekend, they had, apparently, there was a big post on Facebook that said, We are closed. There are people out on the track right now, and the cops are on their way.
I'm checking to see. I didn't. I guess this year I didn't even think about it. I guess maybe we've been lucky the last few years, but usually, or in the past, A1's always been a mudder. But nope, it's looking pretty nice for this weekend.
You mean A2?
Yeah, well, A1 sometimes is a mudder, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, this weekend it looking like
somebody
77.
hide a landmine? Did somebody hide a landmine under a tough block when Albertson crashed? I just watched that again, and there are tough blocks flying everywhere.
Well, it's like I don't know. I don't know what the hell he was thinking.
Hey, Scotty, do you hear that when Jason gets all slow motion?
Yeah.
I have to smack myself and speed myself back up.
Did you see him almost endo in the semi on that same section?
Oh yeah, yep.
And it's like, Jesus. So then let's come out for the LCQ and we're gonna huck that baby first lap and sabotage.
I just watched it again. There's shit flying everywhere.
I'm gonna see if I can find it.
He does like literally go from I'm on the right side, I'm gonna jump this, and I landed off the track on the left side.
I sent him this tweet to both him and Georgia Lindsay, or his wife, and I said that crazy move in the rhythm section really hurt my fantasy pick. I didn't.
Hey, Scotty, do you know how that fantasy thing is scored? Because we were talking about that and we can't figure it out. We had some ideas, but.
All right, hang on. Rocky Mountain.
I wonder if I can surf the web while doing what we're doing.
Okay.
I can do it, but I'm afraid to because it put a delay.
You'll be real slow motion then.
There, now it just happened to you. So there.
I got 45 points for my 2 out of the 2 out of the 6, I guess. I'm currently ranked 5,016 out of 16,170 other people. So some people obviously.
I'm ranked 16,170.
All right. I don't know.
You know what my problem with those things is? I always pick who I want to win, not who has a realistic shot at winning.
Right.
So it's really tough for me to put guys that I don't like in the front.
Let me take another look. Well, it's like I don't know. Like Brayton did awesome. I think he qualified 5th. So it's like I saw him as a pick. I'm like, that's qualifying. I didn't really think he'd put it together. All right, so it's Rocky Mountain Fantasy Supercross. I just got excited that one dude won like a GoPro. I thought that was pretty sweet.
All the top prizes look pretty good.
All right, so this is all the prizes. So 4th through 10th place overall season prizes to be awarded, plus individual weekly prizes to be awarded. Enter official site. And that just links me to here. I'm trying to see if there's like a info riders.
I never saw a points breakdown or anything for that.
Do you guys still see my lame Red Horse Ranch picture?
Yep.
Ugh.
But it was flipping. I saw the other one from Jordan earlier, though.
Oh, that's lame. The Red Horse one sucks. The Jordan one's much better. My screen keeps changing from yours, Scotty, to Jason.
Yeah, it should.
Are you controlling that?
No, it should. Like right now, it should be me that's in the main screen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be whoever's talking.
Oh, I see.
So like here we can do this. Oop, hey. Look at there. That's SKD headquarters.
You do.
Yep, hang on. There it is.
Looks like I'm at the dentist.
Alright, let's hide that. We don't need that.
Nobody wants to see that.
No, dear God. So 45 divided by 2. I mean, that's 22 and a half. I have no idea how in the hell they break that out.
I'm guessing you got, like, what'd you say you got?
Well, you got first and third, so
Did you
you
get
got
the wild card?
45 points.
You got first and thirds, so you probably got 25 for first and 20 for third.
Oh, you definitely did.
All right. So maybe it just breaks the price breakdown and okay, hang on. So then wild card. This is your last pick that's valuable as your first place pick if you nail it. We pick a position or placing 6th through 20th and let you select the rider for that placement. If you get that right, you score major points. Okay, so you guys got all that?
How do you define major?
Yep, I got it.
So
is major a number?
If you pick the wild card, it's just like you get first. So you're going to get 25 points.
So it's 25 points. Okay.
Yep. So this week you have to pick 8th.
That'll probably be a little easier than 12th. I don't know why, I guess, but 12th seems hard. It's kind of a crapshoot.
22.
Jimmy Albertson.
Especially when your guy doesn't even fucking qualify.
I was gonna say he's got to qualify.
Like fuck. Well, I don't want to do a spoiler alert, but you probably could bank on either Andrew Short.
No.
Or
that's Short's got to be up higher.
8th place.
He runs in 5th religiously.
What
Maybe
about
not this year though? The field's pretty.
I think Tickle.
I think Chad Reed. I'm going Reed.
That's not even cool. 8th place this week was Tickle. So, now, come on, computer. Who got 8th at A1? Ah, what a coincidence. Brock Tickle.
Really?
Yep.
I see a trend.
Well, aren't we consistent?
He's always consistent. He's consistently not that good.
Consistently ticklish.
Oh, hell. But, I don't know. Yeah, I think it'd be fun. But, I'll have to wait.
Yeah, we'll see if it lets me make my picks next week. I haven't been very happy with it.
You can make your picks from my computer when you come down here.
Yeah.
If your phone won't let you.
Except for the fact that we'll be in Phoenix, or not Phoenix, in Texas.
Well, you can make them before. I think you can make them now, can't you?
Yeah. Yep.
I want to make them educated.
Fuck that. Guessing's better.
Just kidding. Even if it was educated, I wouldn't know what the hell I was doing.
Yeah, you have 5 days, 5 minutes, and 51 seconds to make your choice for Anaheim 2. So,
See, I thought you were supposed to be able to pick them right up until the main, but apparently that's not true because I tried to do that this week and it didn't let me.
when did you try to? I did mine.
What was it, Jeff? Like 10 minutes before the main?
Yeah, it was. It was right after the main.
All right. Well,
It was
yeah.
either that or 10 minutes into the main, I think.
Oh no, they hadn't started yet.
I made my picks after qualifying was all over. So
That's when I was trying to do it because there was still an LCQ on the track when I was trying to make my picks.
no.
You mean practice?
Practice.
Oh, I gotcha. I see.
So
Yeah. Okay. On that note, one thing I did want to bring up,
okay.
as far as the order in which they have these events, did anybody else think that maybe running the 450 heats first at Anaheim was actually better?
I
And the
did
reason
notice that they flipped it.
the reason I say that is because how would you like to go through an LCQ and then have to be on the line for your main in 10 minutes?
Right.
And that's what happened with the way they ran them this week, and I haven't figured out why they ran them the way they did this week.
Well, I felt like there was a big break in programming too to allow the riders to get set back up for the main event. Or I don't know. It really didn't feel this week like it went that smoothly. I guess for some reason.
Well, I just think the simple fact that not even necessarily, okay, they give you 10 or 15 minutes, whatever, that's probably long enough, but you don't even have time to go back to the truck, you know. To me, that was kind of stupid that there wasn't, you know, that there isn't a race in between. Thought that was kind of shitty of them. I think they could have probably maybe done it a little better.
So you'd like them to run 450s first?
I don't see any reason why they can't. You know, I don't know. To me, it seemed to move a lot more smoothly and work out better for everybody when they did it that way. I don't know why they don't want to do it that way.
Yeah, because I thought that was their stink, is like you bring out the top 10, and they don't do that for the lights, so you bring out all of the stars of Supercross, and then you send them into the back, and then you load the gates with lights, and people that don't know what they're doing, but they attend the race anyway, wonder why in the heck are we not seeing the guys we just saw?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think the schedule is going to get tougher and tougher to. I mean, the race day schedule is a little weird because you got 5 450 races and 3, or I guess what is it, 4 250 races and I guess it would be 6 450 races total. So
Yeah.
you know you got a lot more 450s out there because of the semis and.
Which I think it works out better if they run 450 first, then you do your lights, heats, then you do your semi.
Then you can do your semis, then do your lights.
Yep.
Lights LCQ, yep.
Then you do your 450, and then you bring out your lights main.
Yep.
450 main.
Rather than having your lights LCQ and then boom, there's your lights main.
Yep. All right, Jason, to get back to your fantasy pick on time.
You leave my fantasies out of this.
The earlier you place your pick, the better chance you have to win in the tie situation.
Oh,
But
yeah, I realize that.
But it says you are making your picks with less information. Pick your fantasy and choose wisely and timely. Each pick entered receives a timestamp. If you pick the exact same pick as another player, but picked a millisecond before they did, you win. So, but
Well, I'm gonna make my picks right now then.
Ryan Villapoto for first.
And for the record, it's McElrath, not McElrath.
Yeah, see, like, I don't know.
I just say it the way they say it on TV, so.
It's like he's a rookie, but like, I don't know. It's like, what is a rookie? You know what I mean? It's like
Well, I hate the way they say that. It's like I'm talking about Roxon in his rookie season. It's like, you know, you can't call it his rookie season. Not when he's raced however many seasons of lights and then raced 5 races in the 450 class. He's not a rookie. You know, you can call the lights guys rookies when they move up, but you can't do that in the 450 class.
So
You
maybe
know, I saw that kid's resume on paper. I don't know where it was. It was in Racer X somewhere, or on Racer X, I should say. And for like, I think he's 19 or 20. He has got a pretty damn impressive resume for racing already.
well, yeah, isn't he like a
McElrath?
two-time
No, not
Roxon.
Roxon.
Yeah, Roxon. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But it just doesn't seem like he's done that much that we've witnessed, but when you see it on paper, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Not too shabby.
Hell of a lot better than mine. We'll put it that way.
I've seen your Buku picture. Don't talk like that.
Jason, you're doing it wrong in that photo, by the way.
No, I got it all figured out.
I did buy tickets for the Arena Cross today.
I saw that you were up to that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of disappointed I didn't get my tickets for Nitro Circus Live.
Is it coming anywhere close?
Tomorrow night, man.
Target Center.
Target Center.
Why aren't you going?
Because, I don't know, I'd rather sit at home and do nothing.
Yeah, good point. Oh, Jeff, no.
Sorry.
It's all right.
I got a woodworking project that's awaiting me.
He's got to go play with his wood.
I'm trying to make one little project here to make some money before vacation, so we have a little extra cheese to spend on hookers and blow down there.
Nice.
I took my big change jar into the bank today. Hooker and blow money. $309 worth.
Holy shit! That must have been a big change jar.
I'll show you the container. I think it weighed about 70 pounds.
Oh my god! I bet the bank loved you.
Yeah, I know.
I had to carry it back to the change counter myself.
Is that
She's
one?
Like, I can't lift that. I'm like, no, you can't.
I remember we stopped and cashed ours in one time, and it was one where you do it yourself, right? So we're standing there, and that thing is just clanging and banging, and everyone, it's so loud, it's all quiet, and there's us just making all this noise. So, but all right, well, we can wrap it up. I think another hour and 15 minutes, so not too bad.
Not too bad at all.
So man, I'll have to find some other guests for next week. You guys are gonna be in
hell no.
Texas.
We'll be back Monday night.
Oh.
And we're gonna watch the race. We're picking hotels based on who has Fox Sports 1.
Exactly.
Good point.
We probably won't get a $30 room on Saturday night.
Well, we might have to hit up a bar too. Maybe that'll be an option.
How far into Texas are you going?
What is that, Jason?
Dallas
area. A couple hours.
If you should go to Gas Monkey and buy me a shirt.
I want to. I would love to go to Gas Monkey.
Hey, we got all day Friday.
That's true. And if we actually do have all day Friday, we're going to Gas Monkey.
I don't know what this is. Is this a bar or what is it?
Yeah, well,
you heard of Fast and Loud, the TV show?
Seen it, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it's their shop.
Oh, okay.
Well, then they opened up a bar.
Yeah, but they also have Gas Monkey Bar and Grill.
Yeah. Yep. So, all right, guys. Well, that's it. Thanks for being a part of my idea.
You betcha.
So, Jeff, if you want to do it next week, let me know. Jason, if
definitely.
you want to do it again.
I'm in for the long haul, buddy.
Sweet. Cool.
I'll try to make it so it doesn't take me 40 minutes to get available this next week.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck happened. It was weird. Yeah, I'm thinking, I don't know, it's up to you guys. We can do it Monday nights or we can kick it to Tuesday, and then, sounds like, Jeff, you listen to the Pulp podcast, but
I don't ever listen to it live, so it's no big deal. I listen to it at work.
Yeah, that's what I do too. Like, it's going on right now, I think, or pretty soon. So yeah, it's awesome background noise at work. So that's when I listen to it. So I'll catch all their stuff tomorrow, and but yeah,
we stick with Monday because Tuesdays it'll cut into my Justified viewing. So
whoa, okay. Well,
yeah, I got nothing going on Mondays, so that'll work out good.
All right. Well, then we'll just keep it Mondays around 7, and if you can make it, you can make it. If you can't, or two, like if me and Jason or Jeff, if we start and you can't come in until later, we can always invite you in. So.
Yeah, that's cool. There's times that I'm pretty busy, but I can make it work.
Cool. Sure. All right, guys. Well, that's it. We'll catch you next week.
All right, cool.
Sounds
All right.
good.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Yep.
Stay classy.
All right. See ya.
See ya.